Hello, Medina. Thanks for joining us for the next episode of our Community Connect. You are from the Wee Cupcakery in downtown Nanaimo, and I have loved coming to that store for many years. So I'm very excited to have you.
Thank you. Thank you for asking. I'm excited too.
So right off the bat, what made you start this amazing little store?
Lots of things, but primarily I really enjoyed making small, lovely butter based. So primarily it was based on the ingredients. I wanted a bakery that had good quality ingredients that I could provide. And I thought, well, I really like doing wedding cakes, but I can't do wedding cakes every day. So what's the next best thing? Well, cupcakes. People wouldn't buy a wedding cake every day, but they would probably buy a cupcake more so. It just was a process that happened. Everything just kind of fell into place in a really wonderful way. And it was meant to be, but I'd also thought about it mentally for so many years that I think it was like, okay, either do it now or stop thinking about it. So fortunately, I get to make like lovely cupcakes.
Yeah.
Every week.
And
Yeah.
you mentioned butter. So
Yes.
sounds like it's a little bit of an obsession, butter. So what?
Yeah. No, butter baking, unless you are vegan, because I do make vegan and non-dairy products, of course. It's just a healthier way of eating as opposed to, your artificial, your shortenings and things like that. And I'm not meaning to knock other places that do it, because there's reasons and cost involvements and all the rest of it. But the smell of butter and sugar in a mixer,
Yeah.
you just can't. That's just such a lovely scent. Just easier for digestion if you can have dairy, of course. And just the mouth feel, the way it melts in your mouth, just all those things. So yeah. Butter is better.
So you said the location just worked out. So you're in this tiny little place, which is so cute. I love it. So it's in the Old City Quarter, and it's got a lot of different stores and restaurants in the same area that are kind of unique.
Yes, yeah.
So the Wee Cupcakery came from the fact that it was in this tiny location, or was that a name you had before?
It was mostly based on the fact that the store, I knew that I couldn't afford anything larger, so it had to be Wee. And Cupcakery is a play on words as far as like cupcake and bakery, right? I think it's less than 400 square feet in there. So sometimes it's the perfect size, sometimes it's a little too small. But in general, it is. I love my location. I love my neighbors, the community. I've been there about 11 years now. So
why Nanaimo in the first place?
I'm born and raised. So I've lived in Nanaimo. I grew up here. It's always been my home. So I went to VIU and I did the baking program there, and it was amazing and wonderful, and I learned so much.
Was there a particular reason why you went into the program?
I actually was working at a farm on Thetis Island, and I was shoveling stalls, like cleaning manure from stalls. I was like, I cannot do this for a lot longer. It was physically challenging, and I thought I needed to do something more creative. And I've always worked in restaurants. I've always worked in kitchens. And I thought, maybe a baking program would be good. And it was a 10-month program. So that was just the amount of a, timeline, attention span I could handle at that point in my life. Yeah.
And sort of that philosophy of having, butter, you were saying, and natural ingredients, where does that come from?
Working with food that has a shelf life is, I think, important. Baking, like bread or anything else, it just tastes so much better the day of. So just, get it and eat it and enjoy it for what it is. And it doesn't need to sit there for, a long time.
Yeah. And like you said, you do cater to some people who have allergies where they can't. There's that option for vegan. And I personally have come to your place many times because you have gluten-free cupcakes, which is what I need. And so quite a selection. I mean, they're so beautiful. That's the other.
Thank you.
So sometimes it's hard when we're sitting at the table. I'll usually buy 4, and then we cut them into pieces so we can all try different parts of different flavors. But it's so pretty. It's really hard to imagine cutting into them. Do you have certain ones that people come in specifically for that are the favorites you have to make more of?
There are set ones that I make daily for sure, because those are the flavors that people really enjoy and they seem to come back for. Yeah, customers definitely dictate how much I bake and what flavors I do. Obviously, I switch up some stuff, which is seasonal, what fresh fruits available. If I'm like, okay, I need to throw something in the mix here, I need to do something kind of weird just for my own creativity and see how it goes. And sometimes that's been really successful, and other times I was like, oh, that didn't work very well. So nix that flavor for a while. Yeah.
You mentioned seasonal, and we're heading into the holiday season where people are going to have some breaks and celebrating some special occasions. And so what's the most popular changes that you kind of bring into the mix during the winter holidays?
Christmassy specifically is almost always spices. So like gingerbreads and the cinnamons and candy cane, so peppermint. I'll put little snowflake decorations on them. And I think this year especially, it's important because we need something to look forward to. And it brings out the best in people too. And if you can share that through food, then yeah.
With COVID then, how has that changed your business model? Are people required to stay outside and wait now?
There's protocols that I have to go through. Technically one customer in the store, but if you're a family, like no more than 4 people, and because you're just kind of picking what you want and leaving, as long as they're within your bubble, and then there's a distance that we have to keep from each other. My product has always been in a plexiglass case and refrigerated display case, so it's not like you can touch it anyways. Now masks are mandatory, so I've been wearing a mask since I think June. And now I see more and more customers obviously wear them too, but it's definitely takeout.
What time do you usually come in to start baking?
If I'm not doing large orders, which this year has been definitely different because of that, big events aren't they're definitely cut down. So I can get in about 6:30 and have everything done in time to open at around 11.
Are you usually finished with your cupcakes by the end of the day? Are there any left?
Yeah, sometimes I do sell out. I have those days where I just like, where did everybody come from? Everyone wants like something, and they'll take like quite a few at a time. And then there's days where I'll sell out at 2 or 2:30. And then the next day I'm there till, the very end of the day, and I'll have like maybe, a dozen left over or something like that. I'm pretty careful about not over baking. I am a small batch bakery, so that's important to me, not to have a bunch of leftovers at the end so I can start fresh the next day.
I'm sure that students and staff would want to know, what exactly do you do with the leftover cupcakes?
Right. So I do not eat them all personally. I refrain, but I do freeze my day olds, and I'll put them out and I have them at half price for the next day. I get customers that specifically only want my day olds. They say that they've been marinating, so they want the day olds, and then others just want the fresh day of. So it's very rare that I would let, I don't throw out that many, because like I said, I try and keep, baking within my small batches.
And you're in the back baking. Are you wearing your mask while you're baking as well?
No, just because I do work alone, and so I don't have anyone else in the store. I'm the only one, and it's been like that since March. But then at 11 o'clock, as soon as the door opens, then I have my mask on.
Is there a cupcake that you absolutely love to make the most?
This is going to sound like such a cliche, but I really do like making the Nanaimo bar cupcake. It's something I make every day too. They're daily. So it's just, I don't know, there's just something very simple about it. So that one I really do like making, but that's my daily one. So then my seasonal one, the gingerbread and the pumpkin spice ones, and I love those warm spices. I like the scent, like it fills the store, and it smells like holidays.
So I think you probably are on Facebook, right?
No, I'm actually not on Facebook.
Okay.
I was, and I've been off it for a couple of years now, but I have an Instagram account where I just post my photos of the cupcakes for, for people that follow or are interested in seeing what I do, or if they have ideas of, something they want, then they can go there. Yeah.
What about the website? Does it list what flavors are happening on a daily basis?
The website does list a certain amount of my flavors, but it also says, depending on the mood of the baker, flavors, they can change up, right?
So it sounds like you can do custom, you can buy within the store. The flavors in general are listed on the website. And
Yeah.
can you order through the website and pick up, or is it just you come by the store?
Come by the store or call. Whereas I'm just one person, so my main focus is like getting out my product, making sure it is of the standard it needs to be, and then opening the store and people coming in.
I think it's an example of a true local creation, right?
It definitely keeps me on my toes. Once the baking's done in the morning, then it's called mise en place, which is the prepping for the next day. So then I have to weigh out all my ingredients and have my dry mixes ready. So I don't just come in the morning and start, measuring out my flour and my powders and my sodas and my sugars. It's all prepped and ready. So when I come in the morning, I don't have to do all that.
And you're by yourself, so are you playing music, or are you like, how do you keep yourself motivated throughout the day?
I go through phases, and I listen to a lot of talk radio just so I feel that there's another person in there that's like having a conversation. It's definitely, if you're a very social person, it would be a hard thing to do, to spend that much time alone. But then when I get to have conversations with the public, and I know a lot of personal things about people that come in, and I've had people come in that buy cupcakes for family members that have passed, and they're celebrating that person's birthday, and that was their favorite flavor that they used to get from me, and they come in and they tell me that, and it's just like, oh, that part of it, just it's such a nice way to socialize with people too, not always about like the hard things that we have to deal with in life, but just like, oh, I'm, someone comes in and they're pregnant, and then they end up having the baby, and then they end up having their first birthday, and then their second birthday, and their third birthday with me. So I feel this really wonderful connection to the community, and not just Nanaimo. I have obviously customers that come from all over, and they're almost always, I'd say 95% of the time, happy to be there. I feel very fortunate that I get to see people that are happy when they come in, or they're like, you just made my day by just being here. I really need this. It's a day where I need to treat myself. I'm having something, going on in my life, and I just want to eat my feelings. And I'm just like, yeah, I don't judge, because I do it too. So yeah.
It sounds like most of our students who are studying locally, they can come by the store, and the store hours and days of the week that it's open are on the website.
Yeah, Wednesday to Saturday, and 11 till like 4:30, unless I sell out.
And for those students that are currently, a lot of our international students are studying from their home countries, and we're hoping with regulations starting to let international students travel a little bit now that we might start having them. So we've introduced them, and of course our staff, they're all working from home and might need to eat their feelings.
Yeah.
I might need to do that. Encourage them to come down and to check out what you've got going, especially for the holiday season. It might be nice if they wanted to order a larger batch for a small family gathering.
Yeah.
They would just give you a call.
Yeah, they can give me a call, and because I do work alone, I can't always answer the phone, so just leave a message and I'll call them back right away.
Well, thank you again, Medina, for joining me and introducing all of your lovely products, and hopefully a lot of our students and staff will come on by and take an opportunity to build their own traditions with your store.
That would be lovely.
So in the meantime, have a wonderful holiday season, and
You too.
I'm looking forward to coming into the store soon.
Yes, thank you, Allie. I appreciate it.